Hello, people out there in internet land.
Hello.
We're back.
This time around, for this campaign, everybody got to either do point buy or standard array last game. This time, I have loosely enforced, there is a fallback option, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I've loosely enforced that we are going to be rolling for stats this time around. And I made them all wait. They could create whatever they wanted to about their character, but they could not do their stats until this moment, right now, so we could do it live. And we could all see everyone's reactions and do it as a fun team building activity.
Oh, yes.
Hey, there we are. Okay.
My whole sheet's blue
There we
now.
go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got you guys. Well, I think I could have it right here, and
That right there would be absolutely fine.
Well, let's see if I can.
I mean, full screen Twitch. Yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
Go into the dice roller itself, where it actually has array results, and that'll help you. There you go.
If I scoot that there, I think we can
Perfect.
more or less say everything. Okay. All right. Thank you for your indulgences.
I got you. Okay, so who wants to be lucky character number 1? Before you end up rolling your stats, feel free to introduce whatever you feel like is comfortable about your character.
We're doing that now? I thought we were going to do that
that's-
later. My roommate's going to yell at me if I keep being loud. Okay. I had to take one of my headphones off.
Mom!
Shut up!
So-
Yeah, well, I'll go first.
Maybe she
Okay.
should watch the show. No,
My
Colt Sebastian Taylor, who are you this season?
this season, I will be Bretlin Loyalfoot.
Yay.
He is a Harrington, which is a rabbit folk. Wears a blue uniform and a blue beret or Jeff cap. Similar to the uniform Colt in Star Wars back in the Emil Empire. Carries a rapier. A little bit formal and whatnot. Sure his backstory will come out and whatnot, but he will be a fighter with a samurai subclass. Whatnot. Artwork being worked on. I've shown you a few previews. Looks very fucking dapper, if I do say so. Okay, so let's do it. So what's it? Exclamation point, roll stats?
Exclamation point, roll stats, no spaces. And hey, Decibel D Gaming gifting a tier 1 sub to the Longshots community.
Thank you, Decibel
Given to
Gaming.
the hands of anybody. Just a quick shout out
Oh,
over
shit,
the past
that's terrible.
60 some odd episodes. I believe it's 62. Desi, you've been handing out stuff along the entire way. Love it.
Oh, no.
Well,
Some might
I
say
love that
just
score.
like Krampus.
Just like Krampus.
You have higher stats than Elion. You know what? You'll be fine.
I mean, that's lower than standard array.
Yeah.
So here's what I would say for this. Let's have you roll one final one,
I gotta pick one of the 3.
and you can pick one of the 3.
Oof.
God, if I get like
I
55,
recommend rolling in rolls.
nope.
We've agreed, Meow's Ghost.
Oh.
Fuck. Lowercase.
Yep, lowercase.
Hey, here we are.
There
Yeah,
we
God
go.
bless your third one. I'm
Nice.
There you go.
Oh,
I
gosh, yeah,
am
that's
going to
better.
go with 65. Just kidding.
You know, valid.
Yeah.
So,
Whew. God.
with a 80 total, you are able to put any of these stats anywhere you wish.
All right.
They don't have to go in order.
Okay. I'll work on that while people reply.
Okay. Who's up next? Introduce what you care to introduce. Give us a name, maybe. Give us a class, maybe. Or just roll for stats. All right, I'm going to pick one then.
He's going to start picking on us, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're picking on me. That's
Just
convenient.
Band-Aid right off.
Oh my god. Okay. So, this season, I'm going to be Katina George. Her father is the inventor of moon sugar. She's the heiress to his entire empire. She might be slightly addicted to said moon sugar. She's a bougie bitch, guys. Like, she has great taste, always dressed to the nines. She is also a tabaxi, so she's cat lady. Colt, are you gonna reveal my character art?
Yeah. Hopefully it's here.
I know.
That's great.
Side note, that's a picture of our IRL bougie cat.
Love it.
Oh, I know our DM really wanted us all to have character flaws. So her character flaw is the fact that she always thinks that she is the smartest person in the room, but she's really stupid.
Okay.
With that,
That sounds amazing, and I can't wait to meet her.
Oh, she's gonna be something. I haven't officially decided on a class yet, but probably rogue. Something rogue, maybe soul knife.
Okay.
Okay, pretty rough. Not terrible, but rough.
Don't worry, you get another one.
Yeah, come on, big money, big money, big money, big money. Holy fuck!
Holy
I will take that.
I'm sure you will.
Jesus Christ.
That is
Damn.
a 16, 16, 18, 11, 14, 12.
Santa Maria.
Nothing below 10.
damn.
Wow.
I assume you'll be taking that one.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
that's a fair assumption.
Okay. All right. Since I'm having to pick on people, let's pick on people. I'm going to take the two most nervous folks in this room.
Listen, I'm not nervous. I'm just trying to figure stuff out. I'm like,
You outed yourself.
Yes.
what?
I said the two most nervous people in the room, and you answered.
He's got a point.
It makes sense because our characters are low-key linked, so you should go right after me.
All right. Once again, the rules of this game are simple.
Kayla,
Roll two
shut up.
sets.
Wow, that's pretty straightforward.
See, you've come a long way. That right there.
Yeah, round of applause. Round of applause.
Oh, God.
Well done.
Okay, I'm really trying to open my character. Okay, good. Hang on, let me actually scroll
Should I
down to
reveal
the
your
important
your
part.
character yet?
I am. I'm just trying to description. I'm trying to get the description. Hang on. If my frickin' thing will load. Oh my god.
Let's start with the name while your freaking thing loads.
Well, I can't because I want to read it. I wrote stuff
That
down. I
hurt
want
my
to read
brain.
it. Okay, hang on. I'm sorry. What? I said I can't. No, because I got it. I found it. Okay. Are you ready? Okay.
We're all ready.
So my character and this character art. My character is Evander Evermore, a tall man with long red hair that's often tied up loosely on the side of his head and suspiciously blue eyes. He dresses in very stylish and pristine white clothing. He's a high-ranking fashion designer situated in Icewind responsible for many companies and clothing lines within the apparel industry. He's a formal and proper man who is always polite to others, even though he can be ruthless and arrogant as a rich man with a lot of inner judgment. So, his flaw is he's very much like Punsanella, so like money is everything. It's just business. Money, he will take money over everything.
Okay, I like that. Money over everything.
Can
I'll
I
write
show?
that down.
Can I show now?
Yes. Art by Choo Arts on Instagram.
Look at that.
Boom.
That's great.
And I'll send it in the Discord too. Let me do that real quick. Oh, what is this button that I just clicked? Send it in the art channel or the Longshots character art.
I've gotten money over everything written down for Evander.
There you go. Keep in mind for Evander. All right, how do I roll this?
You're going to use exclamation
Roll stats.
point and roll stats with no spaces and no caps. First one at a 69, not great.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
But also not.
Nice.
Not bad.
So wait, can I roll again?
Yeah.
What's the story?
Roll twice.
Roll again.
Hey.
All right,
Better.
That's better.
74.
Pretty good.
And I get to pick where they go.
Yep.
You get to pick where they go, and you get to pick which set. I assume you're going to take the 74.
Yeah, I think I'd like the 74. Why can't I have like my first ever character who had like 103? Like he was fucking broken. I'm not even kidding. Like I got real lucky for that. Anyways, yeah, okay, so 74?
74.
I mean, okay, awesome. I will keep that. I will switch that out right now.
Okay.
Yeah, because right
Who
now he's
wants
just
to
got
go
like
next, or do I
dud
pick
stats.
another? All right, we're picking one. Who's looking the most guilty right now? Let's see.
I like it because it builds drama, you know?
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
The winner is Ametry, and she's looking the most guilty.
I
Ametry,
agree.
introduce yourself.
So I'm playing Ida No. She's a Vidalcan wizard, divination wizard, who is apprenticed to a very, very powerful being, and she just wants to prove herself worthy, and show that she can handle greater responsibilities, even though things don't tend to always work in her favor. So
All right.
that's her.
Can I show you?
I like it.
Yeah, go for it.
There you are.
Okay.
Okay.
First set's a
That's pretty
75.
good. That's
Okay.
good.
There is a 7 in there, but the rest of them are over 10. And the other one is a 74, with most of them over 10, but one is a 9.
Tough choices
Okay.
there.
Tough
Not-
choice here.
I think I'm gonna go with the 75. I think
Okay.
I like those better.
What's
Gotcha.
your
15,
what's
17,
your
11, 7.
what's
I
your
like the 7.
species?
Vidalcan.
Vidalcan. Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
nice spread.
Yeah,
And
so she's blue with like long magenta hair and sort of light pink eyes.
my art's not done yet, but Bretlin is a black rabbit.
Dope.
All right. I bet they're making out.
I'm just following you.
Sorry, I saw a computer turn, and when technology turns and almost falls off a coffee table, I have to investigate.
Wait a second.
Uh,
You two live together?
Damn.
Wait a minute.
Wow,
It's not just Alien.
It's not
It's just
not
me and
just
Brandon.
aliens and Budbox.
Shit.
Wow.
We're just really close roommates, guys.
Okay.
It's
Oh, yeah.
fine.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah.
All right, who's next?
All right. So I've got 2 people left. Once again, I'm going to choose the most guilty. Let's see. Well, he didn't look the most guilty until just now. Funbox.
Little old me.
Who are you? And what are you packing? Stats.
What am I packing? So
It's a loaded question.
that is a that broke me. So my character's name is Aaron.
Not Aaron, but Aaron with 1A.
Not Aaron. There's only one A.
Only 1A. Got it. That
Only
took me
1A.
all week to like try to. I kept trying to make the joke. I'm like, there's only 1A. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You can call my character Aaron if you want, but it's Aaron. Singular Aaron. Yeah. What's to say? Description. Slender. Almost like feminine-like features.
To infinity
Um,
and beyond.
just kind of showed up in Icewind Dale one day. Didn't really have any, at least as far as everyone knows, any connection to the town. And that's all I got. Let's roll some dice.
All right. Oh, and when we do start, we have give inspiration to a player to Ida. Ida,
Hey.
you're starting off.
That's lovely.
I will approach once we get done with stats. Some rules tweaks for this campaign, ever so slight. So then let's go ahead and see Aaron's stats here.
Not great.
Not awesome. Let's knock it out of the park with this next one.
Oh, that's good. It's better. 6 is rough.
It's better. How do we feel?
I feel remarkably average about that.
Remarkably average. Do we invoke the law of
Third time's a charm.
In honor of Meow's ghost, I feel like we should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey,
I
I'm not.
agree.
I'm not going to disagree with the audience. You know, I think if we do it,
Go
we do.
for it.
Twitch chat? Do we give him a third one?
Yes. Yeah, that one's better.
Decibel Gaming, you're the only one.
It was better.
We voted. Time for America to vote. And by America, I mean the 6 people that are watching.
Hell yeah.
So
Hey, 6
we are
people. That's
America.
awesome.
Yep.
Oh, hey, he said yes.
I got a yes.
Yep.
All right.
that's all we needed.
We got a
79.
79
Hi,
total.
America, America, this is you. Do, 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 do.
And we had another do it. All right.
Mr. Peabody.
Do it.
So then, I assume we'll be taking allocation number 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Although full disclosure, if I rolled a 69, I would have taken that.
I was kind of waiting for that. For you to be like, nope, don't even want to roll a second set.
I'll figure it out, guys.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
Once again, last but not least.
All right, that's me, isn't it?
Yep.
That is you.
You
Um,
can
You
do
looked
it.
the least guilty the entire time, though it was pretty. It was half and half before.
fair. Apparently, I'm a half decent actor.
Take my job,
I'm
man.
playing-
Do it.
God no. I can't believe that you are getting over anxiety and stage fright to do performance. I could never.
Yes.
Yes. Ignoring the fact that I'm currently technically playing D&D live online.
Yes, you are.
Welcome.
Yes.
So I'm playing. My character's name is Marama.
Oh, for
which
fuck's
is
sake.
a
Spell-
Maori word.
Madam.
Could you, just a side note, she
I'll spell
refused
it.
to tell me the name of the subclass, so I have to type it out, and if she picked a name, I have no idea how to spell live online.
She
It's
spelled it
actually
for you.
really simple to spell. It's in the Ghost channel.
Yeah. She updated her character
so-
name in Discord too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So hey, that was I updated it a few minutes ago. You could have checked. How do you not? All right.
Hell, that hurts hurtful.
Moving on from that. I'm sorry.
Season 2 is
God
spicier. I
damn.
like it.
So Marama
Training
is
wheels are
she's a dragonborn. So she is a white dragonborn with icy blue eyes, kind of tall and thin. And she is a cleric. She's a twilight cleric of Saloon, the moon goddess. And interesting fact, Marama means moon in Maori. So that's why I chose that name.
Vel, for your camera, I think you. Oh, never mind. I just shut it off. Don't listen to me.
No worries.
I just
yeah.
had to. I just had to mute you because you were echoing for myself.
Oh, did it turn on? I thought I turned.
You
off.
did, but it's okay. I just
Okay.
muted it. Don't worry, you're good.
Yeah, I muted it on my end too, I believe. Sorry, I've got it on a different computer because my brother's computer does not have a webcam, so I'm just using my laptop for that.
That's okay.
But what was I saying? Yeah, so she's a dragonborn. She's a cleric of the Moon Goddess Saloon. Her name is Marama. Yeah, so she wound up in Icewind Dale after the whole snowstormy thing happened, and she's just been kind of seen in and out of towns occasionally, not really settled down anywhere in particular, or known very well by anyone there. And Colt, I gave you the art though, didn't I?
I got a white dragon on there with like kind of a blue scarf and thing.
Yeah.
Yep, I
Really
think.
Wow.
good. Sorry, I don't have Twitch up. I just wanted to
Oh,
check.
yes, I do. I have everyone's
Yeah.
art up.
Cool. Awesome. And yeah, so that's her. It's just art I found on Google, but I really like it for her. Flaws was the thing. That was the thing. So her flaw is that she's just kind of like easily led. So she escaped from a cult and promptly became a cleric, very hardcore into that, which in a way, as Val would say, is kind of a cult. So she is very susceptible to that kind of thing, like influences like that. And she's trying to be more careful of it because she knows, but she's also still pretty shit at managing that weakness. So I think that's all I need to share about her. Because her backstory will come out at some point, so I think it's just stats now.
All right. Yep. Just stats.
Big money, big money.
All right. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
One of them is below a
Sorry.
10, but the rest are decent. And
All
this
right.
one gives you everything 10 or up.
I think I
Tough
like
choice
having
indeed.
like a little bit of a weakness, so having the 8 there makes it a bit more interesting.
Okay.
Plus, so I think I'll go with the first one.
Okay. And there we have it.
There we have it.
Is everyone pleased with their stat allocations?
Yes.
I'm a level 3 rogue starting with a 20 in dex, so yeah.
There.
Disappointed I didn't
Sheesh.
get my 217s, but I can tolerate.
I mean, remarkably average still, but we can make work. I am an artificer after all. Just make something to make up for the difference.
Is there something we can do for you?
I feel like that's a loaded question.
All right, let's see. Ongoing average. Can we change? Why don't you change stat 4 from being a 13, bump it down to 12, and bump your 15 to a 16? If that helps you.
Okay.
Do Colts need to be adjusted?
I'm fine.
Colt, are you happy with your allocations?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I got an 80. I'm fine. Makes sense for his backstory. So, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so with all that in mind, do we feel like we're ready?
I do want to ask you about spells.
Okay.
As a wizard, spells are weird compared to other classes. How many spells would I have at level 3?
So let me go ahead and, because I've done a few wizards in my time. So you're gonna get spells in your spell book, and then you up those every level. When it comes to wizards, at 3rd level, you would know 3 cantrips, and your spell slots would be, of course, 4 firsts and 2 seconds. And then here's for your spell book. Starting at level 1, your spell book contains 6 first level spells of your choice.
Okay.
Subsequently, each time you gain a wizard level, you can add 2 wizard spells of your choice to the spell book. Each of these spells must be a level for which you have spell slots. So
I have
you
6.
start with 6 level 1s. Then at level
6 level
2, you get 2 more level 1s.
Or just 4 additional spells. Or 2 more level 1, so that's 8 first levels in total.
Then finally, for your 3rd level, you can choose any combination of 1 second, 1 first, 2 seconds, or 2 firsts.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have
2 minutes to pick mine.
Go ahead.
Oh, lagging a little bit. Just like Max Headroom over there.
Some lag laughing.
Lag laughing.
Just new boot scooting.
New boot goofing.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
lagging.
you had a question, didn't you?
Okay, yeah, I did. But she started talking again, so then I felt bad, so I stopped talking. I had a question about monks.
Okay.
Because my character's a monk.
They're awesome.
I'm trying to. So spells are a thing, yeah.
For certain monks.
Okay.
For
'Cause it
example,
shows that I
your Way
have
of the
spells.
Shadow.
Yeah. So does it automatically give me spells? Because I see that I have spells.
Because you are Way of the Shadow, you can spend key points to cast either Darkness, Dark Vision, Pass Without Trace, or
Okay.
Silence.
Okay,
You can
because I'm
also
like,
have the
I
Minor
have-
Illusion cantrip.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, I have these spells, like I see them on my sheet, but I wasn't sure how that worked. God damn it! I picked a class without any like I'm gonna have to fight with a weapon, aren't I?
You are.
God damn
I mean,
it.
you did look your
Or your
pickers,
hands.
I mean, I have a
That's
bunch of
fine,
other
so-
abilities, but like, fuck.
Monks are pretty
hate
adaptable.
I hate that. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. I got this. Yeah, no, I'm Okay, that's all I had.
3 easy
Yes.
payments.
Just go.
Yeah, because I use my key points, right? Or my chi points?
Yep, your key points.
My key point. Okay, cool. That's fucked up. Just saying.
Sounds like genuine ostrich. All right. Then, do we feel prepared enough at this point for me to start leading us in? Or is this still something you would rather save for next week? I am prepared to run the intro and some things. Do you need a little bit of time to tidy up your sheet?
My body is
I
ready.
just need like 5 more minutes to pick spells, and then I'm good to go.
Okay. So then I will go ahead and set the scene for everyone,
Yeah.
kind of the lay of the land, and I'll work us in. However, this being essentially the start of a session, what do we do at the start of a session?
Oh my god, yay! Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Bretlin, you won't have
Last time.
met up with any of these folks, but as
Any
Colt
dead
Sebastian
character
Taylor or as
info.
Bretlin, bring us in to the year 1480, 2 years in Icewind Dale of Endless Winter. What are Bretlin's thoughts? What's it like out there, Tom?
Not the weather he grew up in the Emerald Empire, but after losing, on being the losing side of a conflict, he had 2 choices: prisoner or exile. Bretlin chose exile, best way to protect his family. So he headed west and north, saw many things, helped people where he could to try to uphold the best oaths he could of the oaths he took to protect people. Not always easy, a little bit uncivilized out there, but eventually ended up in Icewind Dale, where the last 2 years he's adjusted to the cold, helped in a few fisticuffs with local authorities, and, just another day in Icewind Dale, pulled up a heavy coat, a rapier at his side, Jeff cap pulled down, ears hanging out the back, out walking about, trying to scrape together some coin for a warm meal tonight.
Excellent. The thoughts of Bretlin as we bring ourselves into the Longshots campaign and or season 2, as I like to call them. Stories are intertwined. You'll hear me use season and campaign interchangeably. So, the year is 1480 DR, and in a land far to the north, Icewind Dale, winter has not ended in 2 years. Each night, more snow falls than the last. Blizzards, winds, avalanches, and other hazards, such as freezing lakes, crumbling mountains, constantly rage. Slowly but surely choking the life out of Icewind Dale's vegetation, and soon, the animals. With rivers and lakes in a perpetual freeze, its people are cut off from all but the hardiest of sailors, and the most daring of mountain climbers. For all intents and purposes, it is cut off from the outside world of Faerun as we know it. Pushed to the breaking point of near starvation, the collective city-states of 10 towns put a call to all the locals who have the strength to put an end to this everlasting winter by any means necessary. Some towns leave out as much food as they can to appease Oriel, the Frost Maiden. Not every single 10 townser has seen Oriel, though there are whispers and rumors, with her being the domain of winter and everlasting life/death. They believe that Icewind Dale and 10 towns as a whole has somehow angered Oriel, and she is punishing them with everlasting winter. So by leaving out food, they hope that this would be the answer. Once on every new moon, the people of certain towns in the 10 towns leave food. Some instead go without heat, turning off all of the whale oil lamps, their torches, their campfires, in an act of submission. Some, however, hold lotteries in their towns. Some believe them to be rigged, but never act on any of these conspiracies. If your name is drawn in the town of Targos, Bryn Shander, or, excuse me, one more, Termalaine, then you are stripped bare, either tied outside the town or directed off into the tundra where you wander as a human sacrifice to Oriel. Though these practices have kept up for 2 years, Oriel's wrath never seems to be sated. Winter never ends, and the sun hardly shines. At night, rumors pass the taverns and the overgrown and overblown trails that a large bird, a roc, can be seen flying overhead with a mysterious rider, singing and weaving a powerful enchantment on the land. What's unclear is why. And so, brand new heroes may take up the call, coming from all corners of 10 towns. Were they all born here? Were they stuck when the blizzards began? Let's find out. In Act 1, Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Yay!
I'm so excited.
So,
It's happening.
So awesome! Oh my god. I'm actually this is awesome. This is great. I'm gonna scream. I'm not going to, because my roommate would kill me.
Yeah, probably.
But that's how I'm expressing. I'm so excited for this.
Icewind Dale has become trapped in a perpetual winter. Furious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous, and the land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even in what should be the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Oriel, the Frost Maiden, the god of winter's wrath. The shimmering aura that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in a scattering of settlements, the 10 towns. The drop-off in caravans coming from the south and travel between settlements in this never-ending winter has left everyone feeling and being quite isolated. Although each town has resolved to appeal the Frost Maiden in one way or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourselves, 10 towns has tested your mettle in the spirit of heroes of those who have come before. Hopefully, you too could leave a mark on this frigid, blighted land. Our story takes place in one of these 10 towns. Furthest to the west, the town of Bremen. I do have maps for these. I have the overall map of Icewind Dale and a yellow marker for your viewing pleasure. We can change the color of the marker if it's hard to see. Directly to the right of this is going to be all of the towns. Those of you that have been here for at least 2 years would be familiar with their names. You may not have been to all of them, as travel is treacherous, but possible. The town of Bremen has an entire population of 150 souls. Their leader is a shield dwarf named Shaleskar. Though age has addled his mind, had you spent any time in Bremen recently, twice in the past 2 months, the residents of Bremen have had to mount search parties for the leader. Twice, they've found him wandering the frozen shores of the Schernegarn in heavy furs with no memory of how he'd gotten there. Shaleskar, even by dwarf standards, is old and not long for this world. Many locals feel the same is true of the town itself, if O'Reilly's brutal winter does not cease. Here, in the town of Bremen, there are 2 places you might find yourself. The 5 Tavern Center is 5 unaffiliated taverns that sit in a semicircle around a central yard in the heart of Bremen, indicated here on the map. Each had assumed that they would be the one to run a family business, these people being 5 brothers. They all wanted to build a tavern together, but in the confusion, built 5 individuals, since none would agree to be the underling of another. They each now all compete for customers. The 5 taverns are known as Stones, Even Keel, the River's Mouth, the Grumpy Moose, and the Black-Bearded Brother. All taverns are old and poorly maintained. As far as lodging, there is one inn in the town that is at least open constantly to travelers. It's called Buried Treasures, named specifically for those who used to, in the summertime, pan for treasure along the riverbank in warmer weather. During winter, however, this establishment has few, if any, visitors. The middle-aged innkeeper Cora Mulfoon, a human, treats her guests like royalty while trying to conceal the fact that she is barely making ends meet. And so, I ask you, where would I find each one of you today?
Can you name off the different bars one more time?
Most certainly. Boo, 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 boo. Stones, Even Keel, the River's Mouth, the Grumpy Moose, and the Black-Bearded Brother. And I will post these.
Thank you. Also, Shane would never. Shane would never.
Aaron would be in the Grumpy Moose
Of course he would.
because I like that name.
Grumpy Moose, got it.
Fucking knew you'd pick that too. I'm like, okay, he's gonna go with the Grumpy Moose.
I'm nothing but if not predictable.
All right.
Say all this overlay looks real good with all these cameras on there. I'm just saying.
It's looking good. We got compliments too.
I saw that. I replied.
Amazing. I think that Madama would also be in the Grumpy Moose, because, cool name.
All right.
What's the most reputable location?
Having heard rumors around town, the Black-Bearded Brother, being regarded as the literal black sheep of the family, gets the most praise for being quirky, though in truth, he's just the one with a different hair color. So though he may not get much more business, he keeps it a little cleaner than the rest.
Oh, that's exactly where Brett would be. Sounds
Yeah,
like
Vander would be there
a good
too.
place for a bowl of soup and a cup of tea.
Perfect.
That is probably where Katina would be as well, because she'd assume that there's the most money there and would be trying to low-key peddle some moon sugar.
You were so funny. I love it.
Quite the character range.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think Ida would be stuck in a snowbank, trying to pull herself out.
Okay.
Can you like give us a visual description of what Ida looks like in the snow?
So Ida is fully like I think she's got her head stuck in like the snow that's like loosely been like piled up to get it off the road to make it clear. There's a little tiny ermine kind of pulling at her cloak, trying to help her get out, but is like unable to, as she's like kicking and struggling to like get her to kind of unbury herself out of the snow. And she's like, oh, well, that was certainly a start. And like she kind of stands up, she slips on the ice, and the entire contents of her bag like spill out onto the road.
I just would like to say that I'm very much looking forward to our first dungeon with Ida.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
That's amazing.
Okay. So then let's see. We've got everybody in their places. Excellent. Ida, as you're picking up all of your materials from the snow and trying to get what moisture off of them they can, there is a commotion kind of coming from the docks over on the east side. Now, the lake around the creaky docks is frozen, forcing the fishermen to pull their rowboats up onto the ice and then walk back towards the docks. A stout-looking fellow with a wide nose and a long, frosty beard has begun kind of like walking his way back onto the ice, dragging this super long rowboat. And it starts quietly at first, but his drunken singing is just coursing through this nasty, cold winter air. Those inside of taverns, go ahead and make me perception checks. First rolls of the campaign.
Wait, is that where I am?
I believe
Yes. I think you're in the one that
you said you were in the Blackbeard, brother.
18!
Well done.
Fuck, you got a 23. What the hell?
I rolled a 13. Maybe it was a 12 I clicked out.
Oh shoot, I gotta send you the link so we can get you in the campaign page. Boop, boop, boop.
You guys want me to be in your campaign?
I knew something looked funny because I'm like, I keep counting to 5, but then I'm like, I should have 6, but then I think I count 6, and I'm like, no, wait. Okay.
I just successfully
I'm
framed
not
everyone's
showing you-
video.
Oh,
Yeah, beautiful.
oh my gosh. I had almost forgotten before I delve further into the story in our game. Slight rule changes. So, inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
Previously, last campaign, I was completely okay with you using inspiration after the fact as a reroll. This time around, I want us to try to use it as they want us to use it, where you give yourself advantage on a check you're about to make. So, I will still allow you to have all the inspirations I would normally give you, with one caveat, and that's if you feel like you're going to need the inspiration, you're going to declare that you're going to give yourself advantage on that, and you will spend the inspiration in that moment. Hopefully,
Nice.
this will encourage us to not only work with chat a little bit more to get some more inspiration flowing, but I am down to reward inspiration as it is supposed to be awarded on top of our normal just intro inspiration. If you enact one of your flaws, if you RP in such a way that's true to your character or something else, I am down to hand down inspirations left and right.
Chat, is this real?
Buck, what is your TL ADHD? I got distracted while you were saying that. Could you say that one more time?
Inspirations are supposed to give you advantage on a roll. Previously, I let you guys use it as a re-roll if you think your roll stinks. So this time around, we'll taking it as is, rules as written, and have you make it advantage. We'll see how it works out.
Also, I don't know if you saw my message. I cannot choose my character to join the campaign. I don't know.
Interesting.
Are you part of another campaign somewhere else?
Maybe?
Yeah, it's probably what that is. While you're figuring it out, big shout out to someone named Gallowglass 95.
Oh, that's me.
No idea
That's.
who it
I was
is.
gonna say that's.
No
Oh,
idea who it is.
That's
No
me.
idea.
Hmm.
Subscribing for another month. Pretty amazing.
Where
you
We
are.
had points for
Wow.
redeeming a random minor treasure as well. Ida, when
I
you
was gonna
face
say,
planted into the snow, there's about 15 silver pieces there that are freezing cold, covered in ice, but you could probably thaw them out at some point.
Yeah,
I
no,
figured you'd have
she'll scoop them up, stick them in there. She'll immediately stick it in her bag, forgetting that they're ice and will melt into her bag.
No.
Makes sense.
I love that. Okay. So getting back to another thing, when it comes to the combat, at the start of every initiative round, I will allow you guys the table talk per normal. Ask each other what you're going to do on your turns. Try to strategize. From that moment on, in order to try to keep it a little bit more streamlined and a little quicker, the only person that's going to say anything is going to be the person going, and myself if I need to. We'll kind of have it go. Now, you can direct something at somebody, but if we're going to keep it in initiative rotation, your reply will have to wait until your turn.
Oh God.
I have a question, Jill.
Yes.
Did you ever figure out if Moonsugar is going to impose any kind of condition, advantage, disadvantage on certain things?
So, let's see. If I wanted to kind of go that route, I need to iron out specifically what I would have it do. I'd probably do something along the lines of like alcohol or something like that. I will look in particular to really nail down what that would do. For today, I don't have anything. That's my bad, but
Okay.
I will get on that because I did want to kind of do the plants and alchemy system this go around. So hopefully I can get that done.
I can't get over how amazing this overlay looks with everyone thinking and wearing live.
Oh yeah, you really fit us into boxes.
Yeah, it was not easy, but I love it. I love it. It looks great.
You will
Yeah, that's
find
awesome.
out. Oh, I'm sorry. For a minute there, I thought you meant I put your characters into boxes, but no,
Oh
physically.
no,
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 no.
I'm talking about
Yeah,
video. Yeah.
Am I not sharing book content with this campaign? I thought I was.
I think you are.
Season 2.
Yeah, I was able to get the Icewind Dale one.
Let's see.
It doesn't like the artificer, I guess.
That's weird. That came from Tasha's, and I am sharing Tasha's. Interesting. Let me refresh the campaign page and see if it officially added you in there. I do see 6
I see
people in here, so that's interesting.
see
Let
her.
me go in and do you happen to know which specialty you were going for?
Battlesmith.
Okay. Let me see if I can add that and see if it'll just trick it. Okay, so here we go. Battlesmith. And then I will save this. Okay. Reload your character now and see if it shows Battlesmith. And then see if it lets you continue from there.
Yeah, if you weren't part of this campaign previously, you would have access to everything, which is probably was a hiccup there.
Yes, it worked.
There.
Excellent.
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
All right.
Thank you.
So that's about all I can think of rules-wise. If something else popped into my head, I will, of course, bring that up. But that's basically the two big ones. If it becomes a problem or we feel like we don't like these things, I am obviously willing to change it. I just wanted to try a few things to see how we did. Okay.
I rolled an 11. For
And
perception.
then you ended up rolling 13, I believe, Aaron. And then I've got everyone else's scores, I believe.
Yes, this was the perception roll, right?
Yes. Okay. Well, good news is everyone hears it. This man's singing is cutting through the sort of empty noise of the taverns. A just weird mishmash of in and out dwarvish and common before he starts shouting even louder. Obscenities about, I should already have my trout. Where are you? These fuckers are late. Where are the people I hired?
They're the people I stay away from on my daily walks.
Probably.
Ignoring that.
I think Ida will kind of nervously look around to see if anybody's responding to this guy.
Seems like, again, you're in a small town. Not very many people are paying him mind. And truly, there's not even a lot of people down towards the docks. He seems to just kind of have the run of the show.
Is he kind of the only person around that she can see?
The only one out in plain sight making a fuss, though you do have, a few folks traveling through the Five Tavern Center and heading back to their abodes or heading down towards buried treasures.
All right. She'll kind of just brush the snow off of her cloak, kind of fix herself a little bit, and then she'll kind of square her shoulders and she'll walk up to this guy.
I think Bretlin would pop his head out thinking oh, there's someone who probably needs assistance. I better go see what's going on down there.
Once you pop your head out, you kind of see this hooded, I'm going to say goofy, not that you look goofy, but the way that you're getting out of the snow is probably super goofy. Goofy fish out of water type.
She's got her hood down and you can see that her hood is still filled with snow.
Fantastic.
So that if she ever put her hood up, then her head would get covered in snow.
If she makes eye contact with him, he kind of just give a little tip of his hat and let her go, but sort of.
Oh no, she's
okay. Well then,
fully focused on this guy. She's mumbling to herself, "You got this. You can do this. You're not gonna mess this up."
I think he would fall about 20 feet behind her, just arms behind his back. Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi there, sir.
He looks at you with this crazy blank stare. His mouth kind of hangs open, and you can watch as the frost kind of just starts freezing over the spit coming off of his lips before he licks his lips again and gives him a wipe and stares at you for just a moment.
Got a little. Never mind. Listen. I'm looking for some help here. I'm not really from around here, and I was wondering. I'm looking for some mercenaries. Do you know where I could hire some?
Well, I hired you. Usual fare, usual rate, 5 copper pieces of trout. Didn't you say there's going to be about 8 of you, 10 of you, 12? Right. Where's the rest of you?
You were expecting me? Oh well, that.
It was the agreed
Great.
upon price.
For merchant. Okay, that's okay.
You're already
trout.
wasting precious precious time.
You want me to buy a trout?
It's the agreed upon price.
Oh,
He
of
belches
course.
loudly into the air, and you kind of watch just the steam leave his mouth.
do I pay you or do I?
Yes, you
What do I
could
do?
pay me. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? But no, agreed upon price, 5 copper pieces per trout.
Okay. Where do I get this trout? You have it with you?
He laughs heartily. The lake. Yes. He
The lake.
taps the side of this boat, which make an investigation check for me.
Pulling up mushy. This is my first roll of the campaign. I rolled a 2.
The front
so that's
of
an
this
8 total.
Yeah, the front of this boat seems a little misshapen. Probably nothing to concern yourself with. It may have just warped in the weather, but still seems serviceable.
Great. Is the trout in the boat?
You take the boat. It's either or. You're getting time is better spent angling than yapping.
Right.
He pats you on the shoulder heartily, and your knees kind of buckle from under you.
I think
so to kind of slip a little bit on the ice.
I think seeing that, Bretlin would go, is everything okay here?
He looks up. Oh, good. You're here. I knew there would be 20 of you. 30, 12,
Bretlin
10.
Looks around. Does this person look like they've got, like, cold fever or something?
It looks like he's incredibly drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And possibly he may have been out all night. Like, the frost on his beard, that's pretty normal around here. But, like, even his eyelids and everything are, like, beyond frost. And now they're just, like, solid ice cubes when he blinks.
Bretlin will say, well, may I consult here with my financier of this expedition?
You know, like I said, time better spent angling than yapping, but I had to find the rest of your group anyway. Damn people, always late. Do you speak Dwarvish?
No.
Ida, do you speak Dwarvish?
I don't think so, no.
You know who does speak Dwarvish? Alien.
Yeah, he does, but he's not here right now, is he? Nah, he doesn't exist yet.
No,
I can read that.
I can do it.
I speak
I can read
everything
it.
else.
I can't read
Nice.
anything now.
Okay. Well, then
Most
he's
likely
going to
now.
walk away muttering Dwarven. He's making his... Go ahead.
But sorry, about the mercenaries. Where do I find them?
Like I said, it's the agreed upon price, 5 copper pieces.
Okay. And I think Bretlin will see someone who's clearly got low confidence and is clearly getting talked into something that she doesn't want to do.
I feel like I'll need to roll for Bretlin to pick that up, and he'll say, Madam, this gentleman, I believe, is a bit intoxicated, so I'm not sure what you plan on employing him for, but it's dangerous. Whatever it is.
I don't know either.
Oh,
So at this point, he's been walking up towards the center of the 5 Tavern Center, has kind of flopped into the middle of the snow, and right as you're like, I don't know what's wrong with this person. I think he's drunk. He goes, Belches, kind of vomits a little, and then swallows. And he goes, "Where are you, yellow bellies?" Kind of shouting out before making his way
Making his way.
Downtown?
tw- towards the grumpy moose.
Grumpy mood.
And go ahead, Bretlin and Ida.
Well, I
He wanted trout, or he was going to sell me trout, or
do you need trout?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
No,
well,
I don't.
Well, then I wouldn't
But
buy.
I really wanted to buy some.
Oh, well,
I think.
Well, I don't mean to judge, but he's not a very good salesman. So perhaps you shouldn't do anything with him. It seems very dangerous.
Right.
Can I escort
Yes.
you to a tavern and out of the snow? I don't think you should be anywhere near that intoxicated gentleman.
Very well. Do you happen to know where I can find some mercenaries?
Okay,
Or someone I could hire to help me with a project?
that's quite the lateral movement in terms of conversation.
At this point, the drunk man has kicked open the door to the grumpy moose. Those of you inside, I believe, Aaron and Marama.
Madam.
All right, have noticed a, once again, frosty bearded eyelids and eyelashes kind of iced over dwarf just enter, and he's heading your guys' direction. Bretlin, Ida, continue, I'm sorry.
Right. Well, he went in here. Do you want to go over elsewhere?
Yes, we should go not near that gentleman.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. I think a bit of wind will blow by, and she'll kind of shiver, and she'll pull her hood up, and just a bunch of snow will like come down onto her face.
That's not how a hood should work. Anyways, my name is Bretlin. He holds out his paw.
Oh, yes. Hi, I am Ida No.
I'm sorry, what? You don't know what?
Ida No. You can call me Ida.
Ida? Okay. Bretlin, or Captain if you want, but it's been quite a while since anyone called me
Hey.
Captain.
And she'll like hold her hand out for like a firm shake.
He will politely shake it.
It's great to meet you.
A pleasure.
How long have you been here?
Oh,
Where are we again?
we're in Bremen.
Bremen.
Yep, Bremen.
Oh,
Bremen.
about 3 years.
Nice. It's a bit chilly.
Much chillier than when I'm from, but I've adapted fairly well. Fortunately, I'm pretty furry.
Lucky
I
for
think-
you.
There is a perfect time for me to pan the camera back in, because I
Yes,
want you
please
to be explaining off screen exactly how furry you are.
All over.
Who is closest to the door, you think, between Aaron and Marama?
Aaron's going to be in the back of the establishment, kind of out of the. Probably
I was gonna
sipping
say,
on a drink.
Madama would be like in the shadowiest corner, just like hood up, just kind of avoiding attention.
Okay, so in the emptiest of places, you have Marama over on the eastern wall and Aaron over on the western wall. And in comes the dwarf who stops, looks over to the left, looks over to the right, stumbles right, and starts careening left, knocking over a few chairs and tables in the way that he clumsily puts back in the wrong positions. He finally makes his way over towards Aaron's table, grabs the chair, picks it up, sets it down, moves it to the side, and leans over the table. 5 copper pieces for the trout. It was agreed upon.
Aaron will look to the barkeep and say, I think this one needs some water.
She'll be like, oh, Barrelbore, I believe you may be a little intoxicated again. Why don't you sit down and I'll get you some tea? Why don't you get me some trout, woman? I paid these people. I remember your face, you and your 40 friends.
40 friends, oh.
That's right. Or was it 10? Or was it?
Well,
it was 12, wasn't it?
I seem to remember you saying it was a 5 copper advance, but you were going to pay me 20 copper when the job was done.
His brow furrows and you can hear the ice crack. You're like, no, I firmly remember 5 copper pieces was the agreed upon price. He flips his head around. Yeah, scales. That was the agreed upon price there, wasn't it? Shouting in Madama's direction.
Madama just, like, visibly turns away from him.
Well, you know what? That's admission. Listen, we got the rest of your crew out in the pond boat. You see, that's my boat. That's my boat. He whispers
What is
satisfactorily, like whiskey, honey, and fish.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Aaron just kind of like shudders and just freezes up for a second, and then we'll kind of think and say, you know what? Color me intrigued, and we'll get up from the table and walk outside to see what the hubbub is about.
And as he starts coming in right after you, goes, and now to find the rest of your 70 thieves. And he's marching his way across towards the BBB, the Black Bearded Brother. Having just discussed how fairy you were and why she may or may not need mercenaries, are you armored? What are you wearing there, Aaron?
Kind of like a studded leather under a cloak for warmth.
Excellent. I will be giving everybody quote, quote, cold weather gear, which is an actual item you can add to your sheet. This will help you greatly. This original pair is dry. If it becomes wet, it will need to be replaced or dried. All right.
This is definitely wet right now.
Yeah, probably. Again, our dwarf friend marches across, well, I say marches, more stumbles across the ice, trying to kick the door down of the BBB, but he just hits the door jam instead. He tries again. Aaron, do you speak Dwarvish?
I do not.
Well, he screams in Dwarvish and then tuck and roll shoulder checks the door, this time finding purchase. Evander and Katina, you watch from your perches as this dwarf, kind of like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, tumble rolls, except he doesn't come out of it with grace. He comes out of it like scooting on his chest and brings his hands up to his chin in a rest, and he's like looking around. The first person he's going to lock eyes with, where are you guys inside the BBB?
Probably at the bar.
I think that's fair.
Evander's sitting very far from Katina.
Katina's gonna scoot much closer and whisper, "Do you see what that guy's wearing?"
At first, he kind of is a bit startled, but replies with, "I know, it's hideous. Like, what is he wearing?"
He is wearing, you can tell, very old furs. Under that, some leather. Under that, some furs. And over all of that, this like a set of blue like patchwork leather overalls.
Who's idiotic enough to mix furs and overalls? Honestly.
It's honestly tragic.
is
Should we
tragic.
offer to help?
Oh my god. I love
No,
him
he put
already.
himself into this position.
Oh, that's true. He probably has fleas in those furs.
Oh.
He starts getting into like a bear crawl before finally like standing up to his full like 4-foot height and walks over towards the bar, puts a hand on the back of each chair, sways backward for a second, rights himself, and you watch as his eyes both cross to look at both of you at once.
Katina is immediately going to go, you can't sit with us.
Why should we be sitting when we should be fishing? Agreed upon price is 5 copper pieces per trout. Now, I've been all over town looking for all you 100 folks that were going out there to fish for me. What's with the looks? Was it 12? Anyway.
Listen.
Yeah,
need to
Katina's very
Leave.
confused.
Back up. Go away.
He also looks confused. Starts speaking Dwarvish. Do either of you speak Dwarvish?
No.
I don't think
Thought
so.
about it.
I
Thought
love
about
this. Perfect. Things we don't understand. So he's going to shout incoherently in Dwarvish before lowering his tone. Eyebrow raising, cracking again the ice on his eyebrow. And as little bits of it start to drip off and like run down his face, it kind of looks like he's crying, but he's obviously not. It's just kind of funny. In like to where you can smell his breath as audibly as his words. He just goes,
The pronged goat. That's my boat.
Sorry.
Proud of
That was
that
my honest reaction.
He goes, well, my daddy has a yacht, so I'm not real interested in your boat, sir.
I bet
Yeah.
your daddy was probably like my last batch of idiots who crashed into the ice floats, put a dent in me boat.
You know who I am. I will have
When
you
you
arrested.
calls her father, her claws are coming out. She's not gonna be aggressive, but you'll just see like and pink claws will appear on the bar.
he kind of squints, holds his finger up and turns over towards Evander, kind of like looks him up and down for a second, is like,
You're noble or something.
Actually, I'm a high-end fashion. I'm in charge of all the industry in this area. And
You're
you are...
high.
What?
Okay.
What are you high on?
Nothing. You are the one who's high.
Katina's gonna get real shifty when they start talking about being high.
Yeah, no, Evander looks so
High.
uncomfortable. Evander starts like shifting in his seat. He's like, no.
Can I quickly say that Madama would have snuck out and tried to follow this guy stealthily to figure out what he's up to without him seeing her?
sure.
And side note, I am a noble.
Not gonna say anything.
So from outside, Bretlin and Ida, well, it's going to take me a minute, have watched Aaron walk outside. Aaron, have you been trying to follow the dwarf, or have you just been like, you know what, I'm steering clear?
Would Aaron have seen Ida and Bretlin outside?
They would have been not too far down towards the docks. As you guys are kind of walking out, if you would hit like this little center strip of the town, you'd be able to see him standing down here
Do you have
if
a
they were
map?
still there.
Do you have a map somewhere that we should be looking at?
Yes, see that smaller one over to the right?
Oh,
Would
yeah.
To the right of the
Yep,
big
yep,
one?
yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
Compared
And
to the
then
normal
rotate a little.
denizens of this
Okay.
town, would they stand out
Ah, yes.
as
I'm
unique?
sorry, folks.
They would. Icewind Dale, while being an old place, it doesn't see a lot of travelers nowadays. And to have such, well, I would say, an exotic personality as a Harangon, and whoever else is with them is, again, I'm going to use fish out of water a lot. Such a fish out of water here that is obviously not a local.
Yeah, Aaron would 100% walk up to them.
As I think, just as a general note here, if Bretland's been there for 3 years, I think he's probably told his general story to folks and whatnot, asking why there's a Harrington here and whatnot. So I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I think,
I mean,
folks,
if anyone's weird, it's me.
yeah, I think folks would generally recognize him walking about for the last few years, popping in and out. He doesn't try to hide at all.
Hopping in and out.
Yeah, hopping in and out.
And I asked specifically because if you're gonna head their route, then Marama, jeez, I'm gonna get that in memory. You'd kind of watch the previous person who has just been indulged by our dwarf friend head wherever they would like to head.
The bathroom.
If he leaves us alone, I would stay at the bar.
He is currently still in conversation with you. We're going to figure out where Aaron would like to go, and that will inform where Rama's watching him go.
Aaron would be going up to Bretlin and Ida.
Excellent. So then, 2 choices for you there, Marama, or whatever else you can think up. The other patron of the bar went the opposite way of the dwarf down the street towards the docks. Across the street, the dwarf enters, somersault slides, and has begun shouting at 2 other patrons.
I think she'd want to keep an eye on this dwarf. She's a bit worried that he might get a little bit violent considering his actions, but she doesn't want to like alert him to her presence, so should either be watching from a window or just like slip into a corner depending on the tavern.
All right. Aaron, you approach Bretlin and Ida.
And so I was thinking, like, what if I want the fish?
I mean, I think there's plenty of places here we could get fish that are definitely fresh. I would question whether that fish is, like, been there for days.
You think it's been there for days?
I mean
his boat seems a little warped, but fine.
Doesn't seem like a very good person to trust in terms of listen, I do not drink. I find those who do drink tend to be unreliable.
Oh, as Aaron hears that.
Hello.
Oh, hi there.
Are you the fellow conscripts that have been dragged into this fishing escapade?
I'm thinking perhaps we should get that gentleman to a house or someplace where he can sort of sober up before he hurts himself.
Well, if you want to be the one to try to convince him, I'll watch from a distance.
Well, someone should. I would feel terrible if he ended up an ice cube in the river there. So, it's the right thing to do. So we should more than happy to watch, but I should probably pop in there and make sure he's not harassing anyone else.
Hi there. Sorry for interrupting. Hi, and she puts her hand out to Aaron to shake. My name's Ida. Ida No.
Aaron.
Just Ida. Oh, Aaron. Pleasure to meet you.
Charmed.
Bretlin.
Lovely. So what's the deal with this fish?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I was
Like,
approached
are we
at
supposed
my
to
table and
Are we supposed to buy the fish? Are we supposed to go get it ourselves? It was not clear.
I think if we were to go maybe ask, we could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, make sure he's not a menace to society, and maybe get a little bit more information.
Sounds good. And also, are you aware? Do you know where I can find like some people who can help me with a project? I'm looking
What's your
for
project?
well, I need to find something,
Oh.
and I don't know where to look. I know it's going to be well hidden and well secured, probably somewhere very old.
Is there any coin
But I-
involved in this?
Coin? Maybe?
Well, one thing at a time, I suppose, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
Sure.
finding it.
I'd be interested in
But
talking about this later.
Of course. Yeah, no, and if you know anybody, please send them my way, and we'll sort out the payment, I guess, or the details.
I don't know many people here that well, but if I hear about it, I'll definitely send them your way. But yes, let's go talk to this dwarf before he's vomiting on some lovely couple or something.
And again, these perfect scene transition phrases that you give. So as you guys make your way back to Five Tavern Center, we
Good
go
at this
back
now.
in to where he's been conversing with Katina and Evander. Madama, you've managed to slip inside and take one of the rear tables to kind of watch this go down. And he looks towards Katina once more and reiterates,
Yeah, a pronged goat. That's my boat. It's caught a lot of trout. You should be out there on it. Catching my damn trout.
Katina is gonna look over and be like, didn't you say that fish scales are coming back into style?
If you're poor.
Ugh. Yeah, not interested. Never mind.
That fucking scoff, man.
oh shit.
I was liking to.
Okay, so I've got some inspiration 2 awards so far. Ametrine for sure, and Ametrine. Oh my
Who's
gosh,
Ametrine?
Ida.
Oh,
We need a
where?
We need a
And,
graveyard for all the characters.
Just season 1 graveyard.
And Bretlin. Jesus Christ, not Bretlin. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I like you, but
No.
Evander.
Yay!
That was
What did I
fucking
do?
funny. You called people poor. Again, according to your flaw, you choose money over everything, which also includes being nice.
Yeah. Make
In
sure
this
you look at the
situation, at
message I
least.
sent you too. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I changed the name from Meow's Ghost to Season Graveyard. Or I
Love it.
did write Season 1, but I accidentally deleted it. Let me fix that. Hang on.
Meow has already been forgotten. Rip.
Tragic.
He was
He's still
a
in there.
liability.
Rip me out.
You are not.
Hello.
I
Oh,
probably
yeah,
spelled it wrong. Sorry. I wrote Graveyard.
No,
gonna keep
gravy.
that.
Make it a graveyard.
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 Season 1 Graveyard.
That is a different yard, but we're going to bring ourselves back in. So yeah, once again, he has reiterated that it's his boat, and you've said that fish scales were poor. Go.
What does he want?
He kind of tears up in this instance and looks almost sad. He's like,
It was the agreed upon price.
I mean, I said that out of character, but I do want to know this too. So you know what?
What languages does your character speak?
That's a secret, man. I'm not telling you.
Shit. Oh shit.
Would your character be able to speak to me in Dragonic
No.
or Undercommon?
No.
Thieves can't?
No.
Okay. No, thinking of-
I should have picked. I thought about picking Undercommon, but I didn't.
Okay, I kind of want to burn I think it's Psionic Whispers.
Oh.
Ooh, what the fuck you doing? Some people have their character sheets locked, so I can't look at them.
Okay, Psionic Whispers.
Yeah, don't
As
look
the
at
two
mine.
creatures I can see.
Don't ever look at mine. I'll be upset.
Roll a 1d6. Okay, we can speak telepathically with each other for how many hours? For 2 hours. So telepathically, Katina's gonna be like, how the fuck do we get rid of this guy? He's totally killing my vibe.
He'd respond, I don't know, let's maybe go to the bathroom or something. Like, I don't know what to do. I haven't been in this situation for a while.
Have you seen the bathroom yet? How aesthetically pleasing is it?
Ugh, I haven't seen it.
I don't know what might be worse, a tragic bathroom or a tragic dwarf.
Both
He kind of turns his head around towards the door, half exorcist style, before realizing he can't turn that far and slowly turns his body. Looks back around. Does he notice in his drunken state that there's a new person? Sure. Kind of scans.
Hey, didn't I just see you over there? Over there. There.
Mm-mm. You do not go with strangers to secondary locations. That's like the #1 rule.
Is he talking to Marama?
If you want
He
to, you
is.
can, but you're an idiot.
Marama will just walk up to him and say, "You're disturbing the peace, my friend. I suggest you stop disturbing these kind people and let it go."
He attempts to speak in dwarven, and for the final character I ask, nope. He's gonna whisper
I
just
was
a soft
debating getting
dwarven
dwarven,
phrase.
I'm afraid I do not understand you.
He's just gonna be like, "It was the agreed upon price. That's all."
She rolls her eyes and then casts sleep on him. Like trying to angle it so that it just catches him.
Okay. How many hit points is it taken out?
Okay, so it's been a long time. What do I do for this? Roll 5d8. Okay. I will do that. Does it do it for me when I click cast?
First
It does not.
Cast removes the spell slot, but then on a different point, it should have the number to be able to be rolled somewhere.
That's what confused me. It didn't. But 5d8 is what it says in there, so I will just roll that manually in a way. That takes away 20 hit points worth of things. I just say to him, "May the moon guide your dreams," and then hope he falls asleep, because that will be very weird for him otherwise.
A waitress falls over.
Well, I'm trying to angle it so it just gets him. Like, I feel like I would have an idea of, like, where I should put my spells
He
by level 3.
raises up a hand and goes to speak and just slumps
Catches
over.
him.
Would we be able to tell that she was responsible for that?
I mean, I did, like, I put my hand on his shoulder and I said, what did I say? I said, "May the moon guide your dreams," and then he falls asleep. So I feel like you would be aware.
Okay,
I did
telepathically,
something.
Katina is gonna say, "Thank God. Should we let her sit with us?"
She's in the middle of dragging this dwarf out back.
I'm so glad that that's what's happening, because walking up the street, are you like going out the front door and then dragging him back around?
I feel like, actually, let me think about it. She wouldn't want to kill him, so unless she knew that the cold wouldn't kill him, she'd probably actually be like taking him to like sleep it off in a room of the tavern or something, or like a back corner, like still inside the tavern. She doesn't want him to die of exposure because she put him to sleep in the cold.
So you're gonna weekend at Bernie's, prop him up in the corner.
Yeah, in like a dark corner, and just like cover his face with his hood or something. Just let him snooze it out.
Okay. relaying that you last saw him heading into the BBB, Aaron, Bretlin, and Ida walk in kind of just as this tall and slender white dragonborn turns to face two other patrons at the bar. A quick scan over in a dark corner. The dwarf just rests in a booth, head back, hood over the eyes. He looks like he's taking a nappy nap.
Oh,
Oh,
there he is.
delightful.
I'm sure he's fine.
Uh,
Ida just like throws her hood down and like shakes the snow off a little bit. The little ermine on her shoulder also does the same, kind of spraying her in the face.
oh, go ahead.
No, you first, please.
Bretlin would walk over to the dwarf, pull out a piece of paper, and write down, saying, "There are several local locations that can help you with perhaps a drinking issue. So sobriety, while not as fun, does lead to a more enjoyable life." And sticks that into his pocket, and walks away. Well,
Gives him the details for AA.
yeah, basically, yeah. He's like, he probably knows like a local religious organization that can help him get his drinking problem under control, whatnot. But he'll say like, "I know you'll be able to do this, sir, and one day I will buy a trout from you." And they walk away, let him sleep it off. Well, fantastic. I'm glad he put himself to sleep without any magical interference.
Aaron would be following close behind, and we'll have grabbed a. We're in a pub right now, right?
Yep, you are in the Black Bearded Brother.
Okay, gotcha. So Aaron would have grabbed some water, probably in a jug, preferably, and set it down next to the dwarf. And are there any medicinal herbs in Faerun that would help with hangovers? Because I get the feeling that this guy's going to have a massive one when he wakes up.
Some, though, around here in Icewind Dale, with vegetation being so sparse, locals have taken to fish oil.
Oh, okay. I assume Aaron would request that, considering this is probably not the first shit-faced dwarf this barkeep has seen.
He just kind of nods his head. Yeah, usual fix, I see. He opens up the cabinet directly behind the bar where there's just a couple viscous vials of this, like, yellowy, salmon-y liquid.
Aaron will kind of, I'm assuming, take it and then just kind of sniff it and just shudder a little bit.
Like a fresh can of sardines.
Oh, golly. And then, yeah, Aaron will lay it out next to the dwarf.
Bretlin would see him doing this to give like a firm cat tip of approval, and say to Aaron, well done. I'm sure we've all fallen on hard times, and something tells me that this act of kindness will surely help him get back on the right path."
Walking past these two other folks at the bar, situated all the way at the very end, one of them is judging you in their own way. Another is judging you in a different way. Katina, you've spent the time judging possibly these groups' wealth. And Evander, you've been analyzing their clothing to see who's got the most fashion amongst the new arrivals.
Do we roll to see who looks the most fashionable?
If it's, we'll call it a charisma check. How well do you dress today?
Okay, well, easily it's Evander, because he's literally, like, just saying...
Obviously,
Roll the
but
4.
amongst the rest. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Your shirt's on backwards.
Madam, I got a 20.
Well,
Not
I just finally melting a little bit, and so things are a little bit drippy.
And then what were you saying, Kay?
I was gonna say that since you dress Katina, do I even have to make that check?
I would say not. And again, this is all opinion based of Evander, so I'm just having you guys roll to help their opinion.
I mean, I would say, Bretlin is wearing his general sort of dark blue uniform with kind of a chain on the side. It's very oh boy, not too much whiskey. Militaristic.
Meticulous.
Yeah, militaristic. Like, it looks like a military uniform. Keeps it pretty well put together. Not any uniform Evander has seen anywhere else. Obviously, sort of reinforced for the cold. The cap is pretty well kept together. So, I would say, I don't know if Evander has seen Bretlin pop about town the last 2 or so years, but it's a outfit that I imagine no one else would wear.
Yeah, but is it good looking?
Well, it depends on what you feel what good looking looks like. So, I sent you a picture of what he looks like, so that's up to you.
Did you?
Yeah, true. Judge off the character art. Whatever they're wearing in character art.
Yeah, it's not finished,
yeah.
so that's what it kind of looks like.
Evander, he'll definitely okay. So Evander, he just goes, ugh, and then kind of realizes something. Like, he looks like he's realizing something, and then his demeanor kind of changes into one that's much more polite seeming. And he kind of stands up, and he walks over to the rest of you and goes, "Where do you?"
Obviously, you've been drinking as well, so perhaps some water. You lagged big time. I didn't hear a goddamn thing you said.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, I've been lagging a lot.
It sounded like you.
Sorry, no. I've been lagging a lot tonight. What was the thing you heard me say?
Nothing.
Okay, so he's sitting down at the bar.
He walks up to the group.
Yeah.
Okay, he's sitting at the bar. He does this scoff, and then ugh, and then kind of his demeanor changes into one of more polite, and he as if he realized something, and then he stands up and walks over to everyone and goes and asks about if he's seen you all here before and if you guys are new here. That's what I did, but you guys didn't hear. But that's what he asked.
And that was to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Aaron would respond with, I'm from out of town.
Bretlin would say, I've been in the area for the last 3 years, bouncing between towns, but I haven't been here for, a few months, I suppose.
Yes, I've been here for a while.
Hi, I'm Ida. Ida, no. Puts her hand out to shake his.
I just got there.
That's really funny.
I don't know.
He takes
amazing.
He takes her hand delicately and does a small a small shake.
Ooh.
With it, and he's like, "A pleasure to meet you."
It's lovely. How long have you been here? I just got into town today.
Oh, I see. Yeah, not yet. I've lived here for many, many years.
Well, it's lovely to meet you. You wouldn't happen to know of any people I could hire to help me with a project?
It depends on what project you're asking of.
Well, I'm looking for a book. And I it's going to be very well protected, and I went out, and I think I might have found the place where it is. It's just really hard to get to, and I'm looking for someone who's a little bit more experienced,
While you are describing that, there's a sound of like clinking coming from outside. You can hear it kind of like crunching down in the snow. It sounds kind of heavy. It's like clum, clum, clum.
With that, Aaron will kind of light up a little bit. And look to the door. Say, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
You'll hear the clanking speed up, just ba-doom, 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 and scooting around the corner, sliding past the doorway because it can't stop. What seems to be maybe like a mountain lion-sized metallic object that just slides past, and then it comes leaping back in before it gets up towards dang it, Aaron. God, I almost said it again.
Bretlin would probably draw his sword on this hot mess. Like, whoa!
It's okay. It's okay. He's with me.
Don't attack.
It looks like somebody could ride it. It's that big. And it just comes waltzing in before it starts scritching its metal face on the side of Aaron's leg. And it looks up towards the sword and kind of just hunkers down and bares its teeth. And it slightly looks over towards Katina's direction and looks really confused.
The little ermine on Ida's shoulder. His name is Bijou. He's going to crawl underneath her braid and kind of like raise his hackles, kind of thing, and hiss a little bit.
Is this yours?
Yes.
Oh.
He is my friend.
My apologies, sir. I was a bit startled. He will sheathe a very, very nicely designed rapier. Like, probably the most expensive thing he has on him. And back in.
The creature sits, its tail kind of clink, 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 whips back and forth slowly. Sounds like one of those snake toys where you can hear it go clink, 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 clink. And it's purring, but the sound of the purring kind of sounds like the low rumble of a motor where it's like
May I pet your friend? Or is it friendly?
He's friendly.
Oh, okay. Bretlin's
Ida's eyes just light up, and she's just like, "Oh, kitty!"
Bretlin's rabbit eyes will kind of go big, and his ears will kind of flop down a little bit more, and he'll get down on one knee and like go, "Who's a good cat? Who's a good cat?"
it's gonna start inching.
Is gonna be so incensed by this entire interaction. She's just gonna be pissed off at this point.
Are you jealous?
Yeah, Evander doesn't look too pleased.
Are you jealous because you're not getting attention? Oh.
I would say as a word of warning to Bretlin, don't stare him in the eyes. He'll take that as a threat.
Or do.
Understood. And respect is earned. And he'll do that without looking in the eye for like 30 seconds.
I was just gonna say, can I tell that Katina is getting upset, and if so, like, does she seem jealous or just like?
Oh, clearly jealous.
Seems like. Oh, go ahead.
It wouldn't be a jealous thing at all. She would feel like you shouldn't be treating such a distinguished feline creature with such a little respect, like it was a pet.
I see.
Do you say that out loud?
No.
No. Okay. Is that a readable air about you? Like,
Is that the vibe?
am I smelling what you're stepping in?
The vibe is that I'm just pissed off. I don't know. Should it
Okay.
be like
No,
a
that's
perception?
Let's do insight.
Inside, probably.
Insight.
Okay.
hold, please.
Would I roll or would it just be against my?
Their insight versus goodness
19.
versus
I got an
your
18.
charisma.
Oh, I have super low charisma. That's a 12. People don't like me.
We both got a 19.
Yeah, so you would know. You'd pick up on the vibe.
Aaron would kind of turn and say, I'm Aaron, by the way. I don't think I've introduced myself to either of you.
The cat turns and releases a loud meow.
Aaron will put left hand on cat, right hand out to shake Katina's hand.
Its tail smacks back and forth between Aaron's leg and Bretlin's leg. Just smack, 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 smack.
Roll 1d4 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that hurts when a dog does that to you. With this giant mechanical cat, how's that gonna feel?
Telepathically, Katina is gonna say, "Should I let it touch me?"
I think it's best to be polite.
Okay, she's going to extend one claw to be shaken.
Aaron will take the index finger and thumb and just kind of shake.
She'll snatch it back, be like, and wipe it off with a napkin.
And then we'll also look over to Evander and leave the arm extended.
He goes and he gives a firm handshake and says, Evander Evermore, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
Tina's gonna pass the napkin over to Evander once they're done shaking hands.
He'll, like, take it, think for a second, and then say out loud to Katina, well, it's not like he has any parasites. Don't be so rude.
Oh, we don't know that.
Passive perception.
He puts the napkin in his
parasite
pocket.
free. I'm completely
Perception
parasite free.
13.
That's
I hear
slightly
that?
comforting.
Of course you are, dear.
I would think.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Aaron would just chuckle and just go sit down and order a drink.
I think Bretlin will come over and introduce himself formally, being polite.
Is Aaron? He's an artificer, so is he wearing like a lot of metal?
Leather, studded leather, covered with a cloak of a thicker fabric. Not really any metal.
Not gonna do it for us. No.
You don't get that
There
vibe
could
from
be
him.
metal
Like,
under there
his
for all you know. You can't really see
eye
it.
kind of twitches, but you don't see much.
The shiny would be really distracting for me. So depending on how much shiny is exposed.
Oh, there would be none. It's basically all robe.
Yeah, then I can ignore you.
Bretlin introduces himself to the mean girls side of the bar.
Hello, Bretlin Loyalfoot, Captain, retired. Pleasure to meet you.
Evander Evermore, it's a pleasure to meet you as well. He extends a firm handshake.
I think Evander would see Bretlin. I imagine Evander is from high society, correct?
Bretlin, make me a history check.
Oh,
You've been in the Dale for about 3 years.
that's true.
And
Let's see what a +1 does. 8.
the name Evermore is slightly familiar. You don't know why.
Feel like I have perhaps heard of you before.
You most definitely have. You see, I am in charge of many companies and clothing lines within the apparel industry of Icewindale.
Well, unfortunately, I don't quite get the coin to upgrade my uniform here, but I believe.
I can see that.
Well, it's sentimental. From my homeland.
Katina would lose all interest at that point.
Your cat. Classic cat. Bretlin would say, but I believe I have seen your fashion amongst the people amongst these many towns. Very impressive.
Yes, I'm sure you have.
Very
Many
impressive.
people. Yes, thank you.
I believe my, former home would be very impressed with your work. It's truly of the highest, almost, if not royal, definitely in royal courts where I'm from.
Am I allowed to make him roll a perception check?
I'll do one.
I want you to roll a perception check.
Yeah, sure. That would be a fucking 21.
Well, yeah, okay, so you're gonna see his eye, like, twitch, almost, and his smile
You're
Oh,
Kinda just,
and I twitch, and then what?
Yeah, no, I that's why I was like, I think I'm lagging. I
Yeah.
stopped talking, so don't worry. His eye will twitch, and his smile kind of twitches, and he's kind of like, he tilts his head a little bit when you say that. And he's like, oh, that's very interesting. Where are you from?
Oh, far to the east.
Where specifically?
It used to be called the Emo Empire, but unfortunately, I don't believe it exists anymore.
I see.
Lots of minor kingdoms now, but at one time it was quite the thing.
I see.
Telepathically, Katina's gonna say, oh my god, is he hitting on you?
He'll respond telepathically, oh, please, I have higher standards than this.
I mean, make it.
I was gonna say,
make an
network
insight
is
check.
nuts.
make an insight check if you want to find out.
I do actually want to make an inside check. Hang on a
Do
minute.
it.
Can we both
Now
make
that
an
you've
inside check for
mentioned
that?
My roommate's gonna yell at me.
Why
Now
not?
that you've mentioned it.
Mama's just
Mom.
sitting there, like, watching everyone, like, interact, like, really curiously, so she also wants to know.
16. 16.
What do I roll for that?
16 insight check is what's
Wisdom
what's your
insight.
character's name? Wisdom insight? Wait, what?
That's what insight is. It's governed by wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
okay.
So on your
Okay.
character
Oh.
sheet under the stats, there's just pure wisdom save. But then if you look on your skills page, there's all the skills insight being governed by wisdom.
19.
16.
I got a 20. She's observing, just wanting to watch. Figure it out.
Bretlin is not hitting on Evander. He's being pretty straightforward with his assessment of the fashions he believes Evander is responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Okay.
not.
Katina's gonna run with the narrative that he's heading
It's fine.
Evander anyways.
Checks out.
Evander's not interested, you know this. not Bretlin, but Katina.
Well, Bretlin
Katina.
isn't hitting on him, so it doesn't really.
I know. I know.
Madama, you've been making some observations. Are you engaging in any of these observations?
For now, she's just watching. Like, if she thought that Bretlin was hitting on someone who didn't want it, then she might intervene. But, like, clearly he's not, and they seem perfectly comfortable, and she's interested in just
That's not the case.
passively
I think-
passively watching
think-
for now, unless someone talks to her. She's, like, nearby.
Yeah.
Where is she in the room?
I think Ida will kind of like sidle up next to her and just say like,
Yeah.
"So, do you know any of these people?"
No. Do you?
While they're observing, Katina's
No.
also gonna say, telepathically, heads up, I think we have some fans.
Yeah, Madama's like, if you're sitting at the bar, she's just like awkwardly like 2 or 3 stalls down from you guys, like a little wee gap, but like still kind of close by. You know?
Creepy.
Yeah.
She's just like, it's
Yeah,
like, should I
I-
introduce myself, or they don't seem to like new people very much, she says.
No.
Quietly.
no.
Evander seems very open to new people, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, sorry, I didn't catch your name.
I am Maramati Kai Whakarora. Fuck, I can't even pronounce my own name.
Gesundheit.
Kai Whakarora.
Wow. What's not going
I
on
was
there?
not prepared for that.
Wow.
Me neither.
There's some very common sounds in Maori that sound very rude in English.
I was-
Sorry?
Do you have like a nickname? Sorry, that might be rude to ask.
No, would
Can I
you?
just call you Mara?
Yeah, you can call me Mara. That's no one's ever given me a nickname before. She looks quite pleased at this.
Oh, that's love. Well, I'm Ida. No,
I don't know. Can I call you Ida?
And absolutely, yes. Ida's my first name. And this little guy here, and she points to the little ermine on her shoulder. This is Bijou.
Sorry, repeat that for me.
Bijou.
Bijou. She looks to shake Ida's hand, like as she's seen other people do, like Jackson, and then she goes to try and shake Bijou's Louis paw.
He'll kind of like lick her finger.
She just looks delighted.
So, have you been up here long?
A while.
A while? How long is a while?
This and that, and she's clearly a little bit evasive about how long she's been here. I arrived a while ago.
You must be really. So you must be like very familiar with the surrounding like areas like outside of Bremen, right?
Yeah, I've traveled around. I've been to most of the cities. This is actually not one I usually frequent, but yeah.
Perfect. I'm looking for someone who can help me.
I am happy to help. What do you need help with?
So I need to find this book, and you know, it's in an old sort of some sort of old place out in the middle of nowhere. I need to get there and find it, but it's really well protected. And, you know, this is my first time kind of like leaving home. Well, not my first time, but this is my first mission. And I just really want to get it right.
I am always happy to help those who travel under the light of Saloon.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, Saloon's wonderful.
She's the best.
She's really great at parties.
What? You met her?
What? Right. No.
What?
No, I haven't.
Insight on that. That's a lot of insight checks, and that was only a 12. But, like, if you're alright with me rolling insight on that.
Oh my goodness. I want my skills. Let me have my skills.
In the background while you're rolling that, Aaron would be at the bar ordering drinks for everyone.
Ooh.
I rolled a 15.
Today's special is hot apple cider, but the apple has been crossed out and it's cider with a question mark.
And Aaron would also be ordering the most expensive drinks, two of the most expensive drinks for Katina and Evander.
Evander happily accepts. He is so delighted that you would get him something.
Katina sniffs it and then starts drinking it like a cat, like lapping it up.
I was waiting for it.
God,
I was gonna say there's more to that before I give you guys the drinks.
Oh God.
Oh,
Are you tricking us? Please don't be mean.
he's drugging us.
God damn.
No, I'm not drugging you. But I am going to imbue
that was nice to you.
Katina's drink to emit an odor of a fart smell as she goes to drink it.
She is going to be unbothered because she knows it's the most expensive thing on the menu.
But it's going to be subtle enough to where only she will know. So she gets to decide if everyone else gets to know or not.
Is it prestidigitation?
No, it's magical tinkering.
Oh my God, yes.
Imbue a tiny
Did you do
non-magic
that to
item.
Evander's drink too, or you're leaving him alone?
No. Evander, I leave alone because Evander was nice.
Yes, good. Yay. Yeah. He is nice. He's such a sweetheart.
Katina would never let anybody know that something so expensive was distasteful to her, so she would keep it to herself.
Mhm.
Would Katina make eye contact knowingly with Aaron?
She will make full eye contact while drinking it like a cat.
Aaron will give like a sly wink.
This will
knowingly.
draw the attention of the mechanical cat, who has slowly started making its way up towards the bar before slinking over to the opposite side and bringing its joints down into a crouch and jumping with a crash up onto the bar where it slowly slinks towards the glass.
Katina will push it closer to the mechanical cat. Be like, finally, somebody with some class around here.
It leans down and a large audible sniff just... It opens its mouth slowly. A flat steel tongue makes its way out, smacks the top of the liquid before it stops, retracts the tongue, and lays down.
I love it.
Amazing.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
the
didn't mean to
mechanical
derail
cook-
your conversation, guys.
I mean, I think Marama was saying that she was quite happy to help, but she'd also say, I do need to get some gear for reasons before I leave this town.
Of course. Yeah, no problem.
And she'll say, I might actually, this fellow over here might be able to help, and she just like gets up and walks over to Evander. Evander, sorry, what was the name?
Yes, Evander Evermore. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Matematika Fokoroa.
That name hits like a brick, man.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yes. You mind if I call you Marama
Mara.
instead?
You could, my friend over there called me Mara. You can shorten it right down to that if you like.
I will do that.
I couldn't help but
Yes.
overhear you saying that you were in, like, clothes business. Do you know where I might find some cold weather gear? For cheap.
Well, there are many shops around that you could check, but cheap?
Yes, I just need it to be warm.
Gross.
Evander, having been to and from the Dale a few times, the best fashions and the widest selection are in the cities of East Haven, Bryn Shander, and let's take a look again. And I believe Tourmaline. However, Bryn Shander being the closest of them, you'd have to pass through Targos to get there.
He would
But would
relay that information.
I was looking for somewhere in this town that we're in now, that I could grab quickly before heading out to help my friend over there.
Yes, well, there are many shops, but I'm afraid they might be out of your price range.
Oh,
You can still refuse to give her this information if it fits your character, but the Buried Treasures Inn does have a small shop. It's just poor.
There is, I suppose, the buried treasure, but
Katina's gonna audibly gasp.
will not. It will not last you more than a week. It will. Their stitching is hideous.
And the color selection.
Yes.
what could I get for 15 gold? Could I get anything acceptable for that amount?
15.
If
15?
I'm afraid I can't help you.
Well, thank you for your help. I appreciate it. If you ever need anything, feel free to ask. I am happy to help you. As I did earlier, she winks, gesturing towards the guy slumbering in the other corner.
Roll a perception check for me.
Okay. It's a 20, not met.
Jesus Christ. Yes, no, yeah. You'll see his eye. During that conversation, there was a couple times where his eye twitched.
Yeah, I should just say I apologize for offending you. I understand that this is not something you enjoy discussing, but unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond my control, I have a limited budget.
Oh, no, you haven't
Yes.
offended me.
You've
No,
offended
right.
me.
Oh,
Oh,
I can't
Well-
speak for her, but you've not offended me. You have your own style. Yes.
no, I do understand that it's not the best style, don't worry. But unfortunately, survival does come before style for me. But I do appreciate your help. And she'll just, like, nod. And she won't even try and shake Katina's hand. She's like, oh, Katina, it's nice to meet you. And she'll just nod her head at her. She won't even try and shake her hand.
Goodness.
And then she'll leave for the buried treasure. And to get some cold weather gear.
RoboCat gives you a passing ma.
Mm.
I'll give it a quick pat.
Its
Unable to
ears
resist.
slowly just wee, wee.
Katina's gonna whisper to the RoboCat. I wouldn't associate with that one.
Motor purr. Just, all right. So then you're going to be heading your way towards the buried treasure. What else is going on inside once she's on her way?
Aaron would kind of look to Amos, kind of gesture towards Madama's direction to have him follow at a safe distance behind, just to make sure she gets where she
Ma.
needs
It kind of tilts its head.
to. He'll, yeah. Aaron will kind of nod.
Ma. It picks itself up, turns, again, pneumatically crouches down and pushes off the bar, leaping across, kind of knocking over a table before it gets back onto its feet and struts out the front door,
Can Katina
turns.
try and snatch him?
You can try. It's very heavy.
It's very heavy.
What would I roll to try and catch it?
Let's see. That would be strength athletics. It'd be a grapple check. So
Okay.
it'd be its choice of strength or dex to try to get out.
Ooh, Dex. Can I do Dex?
Nope. As the aggressor, you've got just strength.
Okay, that's a 13.
Okay. Well, this is why dice is a thing. Let's see. It'd be. Well, have it try to roll that. Well, lucky you. This is why things are run by dice. So it goes and leaps off, and just like without spilling her drink, Katina kind of throws the glass onto the counter, spins in the stool, reaches out, grabs full body the cat like it's a dog show, and just kind of like holding by the head, holding by it right in front of the back legs, and just kind of like you're airplaning it. It is quite heavy, but you manage to like.
Oh my god.
It's quite
You're so strong. What the fuck?
This is quite the show. Wow.
Flat roll on that, by the way. I have a +0 to strength.
It had a +2.
You rolled a save.
It's roughly 220 pounds, by the way.
Perfect. Well, I guess how do you react to that?
Bretland just claps. Wow.
It is getting continuously heavier. It's going to be harder to keep it up, but like so long as you're trying to keep up appearances, you're like.
Aaron will kind of like stand up, walk over to Amos, and just start scratching his belly as exposed.
Katina is going to say, I wish to liberate your feline.
Aaron will look at Katina and say, I assure you, he stays with me of his own accord.
Its paws are on their own hinges, and they kind of just they're like kicking with the
What kind of dark magic is this?
It's a
Bug,
valid
maybe
question.
Maybe you could explain how steel defenders work, because I actually don't know the lore enough to answer that question.
That's okay. Give me one moment. So let's see. The steel defender itself is a construct. So just like any other Modron or things, it's basically magically infused metal. It has gears. It's got all kinds of mechanics, but its core drive is that of magic. So it's magic that is making these gears turn, and not steam or combustion engines, anything else like that. But it does have mechanical parts.
Understood.
So, is there anything mechanically that would force it to want to stay with him?
No, it actually is sentient. It understands languages but cannot speak. But it is intensely loyal. And I believe magically, I think he could just shut it off. That's a thing you might be able to do. I need to
Aaron will
double check.
go with one hand on the chest and the belly to the other one on the back of Amos's ear. Start scritching.
Katina's eyes are going to well up with tears. I want to keep it.
You know, you can put him down now. He won't go anywhere. He'll stay close by.
Katina is going to place him back on the bar and keep him behind her back.
It tilts its head back at Aaron, kind of gestures with a paw out the door, and then tilts its head again.
Yes. And Aaron will nod.
It looks back at Katina and kind of gives like the front two notches of its notch tail, like, and goes to hop off.
Katina's gonna get down on all fours and try and scamper after. Be like, no, you can stay with me.
Okay.
It's okay.
So we now have two cats following outside. The orders were to try to be stealthy to Madama, but it's getting increasingly hard to be stealthy when you're being chased. So we got a full on just sprint now.
Bradley's gonna look at Evander and go, is that your friend scampering out after the mechanical cat?
Oh, I don't know her.
So if there, I have a passive perception of 16. So at what point would I notice these people following me?
Probably
almost immediately because
I would just stop and wait for them to catch up, like as soon as I notice them.
so Amos is thinking to itself like, okay, all right, be stealthy. Oh my god, I'm being chased. Stop! And like treads into the snow and stops. And then Katina, are you going full speed as well?
Yes, I'm going to cat pounce on top of it and hug it.
It's kind of like riding a small horse, a pony, if you will, where like you basically just lay on top of it and just kind of hugging it, looking up at Madama.
Madama would just say, "Oh, you can come with me for a bit if you like," addressing the mechanical cat very clearly. Come on. And she just like turns and start walking, like expecting it to follow if it wants to. Just making it clear she knows it's there.
It kind of tilts its head up at its rider and just goes, "Ma."
Katina's gonna whisper, "I love you."
Sorry, someone's knocking at the door. I will be back in 5 seconds.
No worries. All right, so the trio are going to trot their way down to the buried treasures, which is over here on the southwestern edge. Anything else going on in the tavern?
I think Ida's gonna go up to the rest and just say, okay, so, are you guys interested in helping me with my project? Mata sounds like she'd be more than happy to help, but,
Not
can
to
I count on anybody else?
Not to sound rude, but what is in it for me if I help you? There's no reason for me to abandon my posts here to help you, a stranger who I just met.
That's fair. Well, I can
Please,
pay.
you gotta come up with something. I can't have us split up right now.
I can pay money. Do you take gold?
I do.
Gold's the currency here. Yes. I can do 5 each.
Gold? 5 gold?
5 gold. I can throw in some silver.
I don't need payment. I'd be more than happy to assist you to make sure you can get from point A to point B, okay?
Speak for yourself.
Oh,
I will
that's-
take payment. I have a business here. I have a reason to be here. If I'm going to be away from my post, I deserve to be compensated.
That's
Of
pretty,
course.
pretty
Well,
aggressive,
I
but
guess
reasonable.
Exactly.
I guess if I
It's
guess
just
you could
business.
I guess you could take Bretland's share of the coin.
I'd be more than happy to, if you're willing to offer it.
Wonderful. Oh, thank goodness. So, I need to find a book, and it's
What?
Sorry, I know I just lagged there. I
Welcome
said I'm
back.
so sorry for taking advantage of you.
Oh, don't be. It's okay. I have money for this.
Nah, keep going, keep going.
So I need to find a book, and it's in an old fort on the island of Solstice. Have you heard of it?
Which island?
The island of
Solstice.
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 Aaron's ears will perk up at the mention of Solstice. That place is dangerous.
Yes, and which is why I didn't really want to go alone. Why I thought I could find somebody in town that could maybe guide me. And maybe help me.
Oril lives there.
Does she?
I've heard around the grapevine.
Well,
What does this book entail exactly?
I'm not sure if I can share that. I can't really tell you. I just need to find it.
I think it's
I can.
pretty reasonable
I can
ask,
pay.
considering you'd be putting our lives in danger.
Well, I mean, that's why I want to pay you.
Well, so does that
I,
drunken dwarf sitting in the corner over there, but at least he's just asking for some fish.
Okay. See, I think Bijou will kind of like scurry into her like bag, come out completely soaking wet, carrying like this little stone that he'll like crawl up onto the bar and like place in front of everybody.
What is Bijou? Really quick, I'm sorry. What is Bijou?
An ermine. It's like a little it's like a small weasel.
So cute.
I love it.
I posted a picture in the general chat.
Oh my
They're
goodness.
fucking adorable, dude.
Isn't
Oh my
that
God.
You know,
so cute?
bijou means jewel, which is like adorable.
Mm-hmm.
In Elvish.
I knew that from Hamtaro.
in French Elvish.
Hamtaro.
Fucking
what a
Hamtaro, dude.
fucking time machine tonight.
Okay.
Sorry, Ida, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just had to know.
It's okay.
this
That's okay.
This,
so to like place the stone on the table and
You hear, is this thing on? Oh, yes. Okay. Ida, on your travels to the Dale, remember, you are looking for a very important book. Now, this book in particular should not fall into the wrong hands, though it is most likely under guard in a very old fort. This forest used to be that of an ice giant. The place is Solstice. Should you go
Fucking
there,
Mittens.
find this book. Once you do, return back to Luskan. There we will keep it safe. Also, enclosed is your lunch money. Please, don't spend
love
it all
it.
in one place. And I'm glad I got you.
That's so fucking funny.
I'd
Please.
immediately check the bag to make sure the lunch money is still there.
It is. Do not spend it all in one place. And do not go to any secondary places with strangers. These are not the places you want to go. I believe in you.
See,
The message ends. Actually, it starts to loop again until you tap it, but
Yeah, no, she'll it'll loop probably a second and third time before she remembers how to turn it off. So I need to find that book and get it back and keep it safe.
Sounds like an honorable thing to do. I would be more than happy to assist.
Oh, thank you.
Many men have died
Aaron?
due to honor.
Yes,
the
and I
value.
bet you know all their names, don't you? A coward dies 1,000 times. An honorable man only dies once.
I can give you 10 gold pieces of my lunch money.
I don't want your coin.
it's here that I would like to pull out of the town of Bremen. Back out over top of Icewind Dale. As the barely gray light turns to darkness, the clouds begin to open up. A moonlight can be seen. Before, high overhead, a large bird swoops by, singing one eternal song. Behind it, a trail of beautiful yellows and greens brings the clouds back overhead. And that's where I'll leave you tonight.
Okay.
yay! Oh my
Oh my gosh.
All
goodness.
right.
We started season 2!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Good times. Good times.
Colt,
Amazing.
for the first time this campaign, bring us out.
Next week on season 2 of the Longshots, will this makeshift ragtag group of adventurers go and find the book? How crooked is Evander? Seems like taking her own advantage of all these other people. And boy, Bretland's a bit of a Boy Scout. That and cat on cat fondness and more on next week's Longshots Dungeons and Dragons Season 2.
Yes!
Thank you, Internet Land.
We're about to go raid, so thank you for joining us.
Au revoir.
And